We got Zach Seaman in the building. What's going on, Zach? Okay, yes, sir. There we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, guys. Y'all see the topic today? The topic today is going to be on my first round picks. So you know I'm gonna do my introduction. YouTube, what's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on my top 12 first round picks. So this is the way I'm drafting my first round guys, depending on what slot I am. So if you want to say, TD, what are you gonna do if you hit this spot? TD, what are you gonna do if this spot? If you hit the 1-5, what are you gonna do? If you hit the 1-8, what are you gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do. Now, this is unorthodox. As you know, I beat to my own drum. This is cutting edge content. So this is not going to be a consensus ranking. You're not going to see what everybody else is telling you. Now, what I think you should do with the information that I'm going to provide for you today is use it for what you need, right? If me putting the guy up a little bit early makes you want to draft this guy at a different spot, then that's fine. If I got a guy in the first round that you can get to in the second round, then you do it. Even in the third round, any round that these guys can fall for, and that's going to help you draft that guy at that particular ADP, this is what you do. So guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Yes, sir. We got Charlene in the building. Charlene in the building. What's going on, Charlene? Yes. I'm trying to let the chat build up a little bit before we get started. Yeah, let's get the likes up, fellas. All you got to do is double tap the screen or go to the top right corner, hit the 3 dots, and hit the like button. Yes, deal devoted, cutting edge content. Hey, them haircuts you be giving, bruh, they cutting edge. I be seeing you grinding, bruh. That's why every time I see you grinding, posting, I'm always gonna hit the like button, bruh, or heart it or whatever. I love showing support to my brothers, to my sisters. I love showing support. I'm not a hater. That's why y'all might say, well, TD, why you take everything so serious? Because I don't play no damn games. I'm either with you or I'm not. I don't halfway step. So, bro, keep grinding, bro. Keep grinding. Yes, sir. One day I'm gonna come up to where you stay at, man. I'm gonna let you cut my hair. Can you give me a fade? Can you tip me out? Get the beard right. Big Will in the house. I say Big Will in the house. Watch your mouth. I got Black Banks in the building. My fellow brother. What's up, Black Banks? Yeah. Zach Seaman, so I'm going to get to a couple questions, let the chat build up. We got 24 people in here. I wanted to get at least about 40. But Zach says, rather draft Nico Collins or Malik Neighbors. Bro, that's cutting edge content. I'm going to hold off on that real quick, Zach, until I do the content, because that's something that's going to be big on my list. I love what you're saying. That's why I know you play fantasy, because that's a conundrum right there. That's a big-time question. Yes. Deal Devoted says, yes, sir. Much love to you. Yes, sir, bro. I'm coming up there to give me a haircut. Where you from, bro? I'm coming up there to get me a haircut, bro. I ain't playing with you. It might not be this year. It might not be next year, but I'm coming to get me a haircut, bro. We're going to shoot a live while you doing my haircut, and I'm going to talk about whatever, even if it's in the off season. Big Will says, I had a successful surgery, bro. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Hey, we already knew that. I already had prayed for you, bro. My Holy Spirit is always praying. I really mean that. I don't want to get very spiritual right now. But I believe, when I was young, I was in the church heavy. And a lot of people might get offended by this, but I progressed outside the church, just like Yeshua did. I don't got to sit in the building with nice clothes and talk about God. I'm going to go out here and put the foot to the ground. I'm going to go out here and walk, right? Just like Yeshua did. So yeah, man, I'm glad, brother. I'm glad it worked out. I knew it was. My Holy Spirit, you a good person, man. You've been rocking with me for a long time, so I knew you was gonna be okay. It's not because you're rocking with me. It's just, man, your spirit is good, man, and I can feel that, bro. So I appreciate, bro. Always showing support. I'm glad you're doing good. How old are you, bro? Isabella in the building. What's going on, Isabella? Can you shout me out, please? Yes, Isabella. What's going on? Nifty in the building. Uh-oh. Let's get the likes up, fellas. We got 30 people in here. We only got 6 likes. We need at least 15 likes. We're about to get started. For the people who's coming in and watching this live and it's not live, I apologize. If you need to fast forward, you can. But I like to go and shout out people a little bit. Fantasy is very close. I know a lot of you watching college football right now. It's exciting. Yep. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started, guys. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I'm going to go from 12 to 1. And I got about three guys that I think you can substitute at any position or any ADP that you want to that didn't make my top 12 first round picks. But I'm not going to get to those guys. I'm going to go from 12 to 1. We're going to work our way down. So, pause. Okay, so number 12, I got two players in that spot, and it's going to be Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Yes, I did it in a single quarterback league. And you can use Superflex. This is not Superflex. A lot of us don't play Superflex. We know in Superflex, you're going quarterback heavy, right? We're going quarterback heavy. My battery's on 20% already, guys. I don't know. I gotta go buy me a new charger. Something's wrong with my charger. But if I got to, I will move the live to my house if I have to. Okay, but yeah, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, guys. And listen, the reason why you should be taking Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen at the end of your first round, you're probably not going to be able to get them if you are at the 112 or the 111. You will not be able to get to those guys because when these guys going into round to, let's say, what is that 212, 3-1, all the way going back to you at the 312, because you're going to be, the next time you pick, it's going to be 3-12, 4-1, or 3-11, or 3-10, and you're not going to be able to get that top quarterback. So if you want that top quarterback, you can draft good and do it. You can get Josh Allen or Lamar right there, and then you can package them with a Derrick Henry. So you can get Lamar and Derrick Henry, and then come back around, and then there's going to be some really good wide receivers and running backs at that in the third round, fourth round. You got Chuba, you got Alvin, all of that. So I like taking Josh Allen and Lamar, especially in big money leagues, because I'm trying to have the best players available. Or you can do Lamar and Brock Bowers or something like that, right? Or Josh Allen and Brock Bowers. But you got two number one spots. That's why you can reach for Lamar, because you got the number one quarterback and you got number one tight end or the number two running back, right? That's why you can reach for Lamar or Josh Allen. I know a lot of you, that's distasteful for you, or you're like, that's too early. But you got to understand how you win fantasy leagues. It's just not, I got the best wide receiver. Look, TD, I got Lamar, not Lamar, I got Jamar Chase. I got Justin Jefferson. That doesn't mean you're going to win the league. Lamar Jackson has been on, if you look at the champions the last 3 years, he's been on majority of those teams. Go back and don't, as LeVar Burton said on Reading Rainbow, don't take my word for it. Go do your own research. Lamar Jackson is a common denominator in winning championships. Josh Allen is a common denominator when it's time to win championships. So I'm willing to go and reach all those guys at the 112 and the 111. You don't have to. It's 9 ways to skin a cat. 9 ways to skin a cat, so you don't have to do it. Okay, let's move on to my number 11 guy. My number 11 guy is going to be Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson. Yes, guys, Justin Jefferson. The reason why, guys, I believe that Justin Jefferson is a good 111 pick, for one, he's still going to get alpha targets. But what makes him be good and what makes me wait for him at 111, J.J. McCarthy, I need to see it. Now, listen, Justin Jefferson has been good with quarterbacks, probably worse than J.J. McCarthy. So I could be over-examining it, but I just think it's better players that I would like to have before I get to Justin Jefferson. But if I'm at the 111, I don't mind taking Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, I don't mind taking him. Justin Jefferson, guys, his target ratio is second to none. So you're never going to be mad or angry about targets. But can you get upset about a double team, especially early in the season when no Jordan Addison, Adam Thielen's a little bit older. We know he can play really good in the first half or first quadrant or second quadrant because he's an older player, but his route running is still impeccable. So that's going to help Justin Jefferson out a little bit, but they're going to take him away. I'm a defensive coordinator. I'm not letting Justin Jefferson beat me. I'm not going to let Justin Jefferson beat me, so I'm going to double team him. I'm going to bump and run him. I'm going to slide linebackers over to his zone area. I'm not going to let Justin Jefferson beat me. He still might get 70, 80 yards at a TD, but he's not going for 170 because he would take the top off of you. Pause. Let's get the likes up, fellas. Cutting edge content, yes, sir. C.A. Jefferson in the building. We got Jeff. What's up, Jeff? Thank you. Hey, Josh Allen, hey, it's 9 ways to skin a cat, bro. Hey, I'm never gonna try to tell nobody what players to be on long as you are in the right tier. And Josh Allen and Lamar are in the same tier. Now, me, I'm taking Lamar, but that's just me. I'm never gonna tell you, just like me telling you, hey man, you need you a new wife. You need that wife, the wife that you got, she don't look that good. Who am I to tell you what your woman look like? That's up to you to make that decision. Now, if you dating a woman and she's not treating you right, now I'm gonna get on you, right? We got to make sure. So what I'm trying to say, I don't want to get off topic. Make sure Josh Allen and Lamar, those are two elite quarterbacks. But yeah, Justin Jefferson, guys, he's good at the 111. San Diego, just say the word, bro. I will. It never rains in. Okay, no, wait a minute. That's not San Diego, California. Okay. What's the song that comes out there? Is it San Diego, California? Southern California. Okay, that's what it is. What's going on, Chris? Ryan says cutting edge. Yes, sir. Okay. Let's move on to my number 9 guy. Let's get the likes up, guys. We got 41 people in the building, and we got 15 likes. Come on, let's give me 20. I need 20 likes. So my number 9 guy, my number 10 guy is going to be Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua. Now listen, Puka's been scaring me. Not Puka himself. Now Puka does have, and I'm gonna break Puka down a little bit before I get to the reason why I got Puka, because I had Puka like at 1.5, 1.4 early in the season, and I think with certain circumstances he would be a really great pick at the 1.4, 1.5. But talking about Puka Nacua, we all know that this dude don't care what the ball is, he's gonna go get it, and that makes him injury prone. He don't care if he had to dive on the back of his neck, he will do it to go get that ball and make the catch. He got great hands. A lot of people don't know Puka Nacua hands are very underestimated. It's elite. It's top 5 in the league. He's just not a guy that got lucky to go with Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay. This guy actually can play. Now, would he have been playing on other teams? Maybe not as early, but he would have definitely got on the field. But yeah, so the reason why I got Puka Nacua, guys, as my number 10 guy is because of Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford has back problems, but he's one of the toughest son of a guns that you can ever meet. He ain't coming out of the game. And he's going to play this last year or maybe another year, which I don't know. But he's going to play this last year, and he's going to shoot that back up. And if he got to get up, roll out of the bed with $200 million in his account, he's fine with it. And I want y'all to understand that, because that's a whole nother level to the game. Like men, we sacrificial lambs. I don't care nothing. You know what I'm saying? I got scars all on my body. Don't get this face and all that. That's God. Don't get it twisted. I played running back and ran hard like a Derrick Henry type, even though I was a 180, 175 pounds. So what I'm saying is Matthew Stafford, guys, I believe he's going to push through and be available for 80%, 90% of the season. And if he don't, hopefully they can trade for Shadir Sanders. And maybe that's just my own thinking, my own wishful thinking. But I think Matthew Stafford is going to be tough enough to play through the whole season. And I got to give a shout out to my homeboy. I can't think of him, Flojo. My homeboy, he's on TikTok, Flojo. And I was saying, he was like, man, Matthew Stafford is a great late pick, da-da-da. And I like Puka Nacua, and Devontae Adams going to be eating, and this team is going to be really good. I'm like, man, what about Matthew Stafford back injury? He said, bruh, Matthew Stafford, one of the toughest son of a gun I ever saw. And I'm like, nigga, you right. Facts, big facts. Matthew Stafford ain't coming out of the game. He didn't play with almost a broken collarbone a couple of times. Like Matthew Stafford like this. So I'm going to go ahead and take Puka Nacua, guys, with my number 10 pick. He's special. Devontae Adams, to me, doesn't hurt his value. Yes, sir. Okay. So let's move on to number 9. My number 9 guy. And guys, I will get to everybody questions. If you are a member of the channel, yes, Chris, I can rate your team. You are a member. As long as you're a member of the channel, if you're a member, I'll rate your team. If you're not a member, I'm not going to rate teams on lives. Maybe I'll rate a couple guys, 3 or 4 guys. I might do it. But if you are a member, I'll get to your team. I'm going to read it out. But my number 9 guy is going to be CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb. Got you, Chris. I got you. CeeDee Lamb, guys. Listen, let me tell you something about CeeDee Lamb. I don't have CeeDee Lamb in my top 5 as far as drafting in the first round. And the reason why I don't have CeeDee Lamb in my top 5 is because George Pickens is there. And you might say, well, this is CeeDee Lamb, and you are right. George Pickens is just not George Pickens. This is a #1 top 5 potential guy on any other team. He's the #1 on what, 85% of the teams. The only way he's not going to be the #1, and we still don't know that, is Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, or he's with Tyreek Hill, like somebody like that. He might not be the #1, or CeeDee Lamb. But I think it's not going to be what you want from CeeDee Lamb. It's not going to be crazy targeted every single time CeeDee Lamb like they've been in the past. It's spread it around. And who wants a top 5 wide receiver drafted in that ADP area when he's not getting crazy targeted? Because you got to compare him to his tier and his counterparts. And he's going around with all the top RBs who's going to give you 20 points a game if they stay healthy. Wide receivers who are getting 12 targets. Is CeeDee Lamb going to get the same amount of targets that he got the last 2 years that he's going to get this year? No, there's no way possible if George Pickens stays healthy. So that's why I got CeeDee Lamb at #9. But guys, guess what? None of these guys are bad players. It's all in who you feel, because some of these guys are going to go down. I hate to say it. It might be some of my guys, and it might be your guy. But we just got to go and trust the process. Scared money don't make no money. Scared money don't make no money. So yes, CeeDee Lamb, guys. That's why I got him so low on my list, because of George Pickens. Even though I think Dak's going to be a great quarterback to pick up this year later in your rounds. Nobody's taking Dak. They used to take Dak as a top 5 quarterback. They're not doing it this year. So you might want to grab Dak. That's a little in the window for you. Let's get the likes up, fellas. Yes, sir. Okay. So my next guy is going to be Malik Neighbors. Number 8 is going to be Malik Neighbors. Listen, and I would like to move him down, but he got too many little petty injuries. Toe, back, arm, shoulder, maintenance. I don't got time for that. It's too many players, great players in that tier, that I don't have time for a guy who may have maintenance. He might not practice. He might not get as many targets. But guys, when this guy is healthy, when Malik Neighbors is healthy, he has triple crown in him. Like, he could win his first triple crown, because this guy is playing on a team where he don't have any other really true alphas like that. That's what makes the difference between why I would draft Malik over CeeDee Lamb, even though he's a little bit nicked up. But that's up to you too. That's up to you too, right? So Malik Neighbors, guys, is probably going to be in top 5 in targets. And a lot of these guys in the first round are going to be top 5 in targets, right? But yes, Malik Neighbors is going to be one of those guys. And he's very explosive with his yak. That makes him have big playability. You know what I say? 30 points, 40 points. 30 points, 40 points. 50 points. Come on now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get the likes up. Let's appreciate everybody being here. Yes, sir. Star the Kid. Duke, what's going on with you, brother? I'm going to get to your question. Let me finish out my list, and then I'm going to get to everybody's question. Unless you super chat, you get your stuff read out immediately. That's just how it go this time of the year. All right. Let's move on to my number 7 guy. My number 7 guy is going to be Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley. And the reason why, guys, I like Saquon Barkley at the number 7 spot is when he's out on the field, he's going to be elite. But when he's not on the field, which is going to be a lot of fourth quarters, because this team is really good. If I thought this team was going to struggle, Saquon Barkley would be number 1 or number 2. But they're not going to struggle that much. So why would you run Saquon into the ground week 9 and you up by 10 points in the fourth quarter, right? You probably going to put Will Shipley in there a little bit, right? Now, if the game kind of close, maybe 10 points might be a little too close, but 2 touchdowns, Saquon is not playing, because he get his ankle rolled up and he out for 4 weeks and he can never get back to fully healthy. Your Super Bowl aspirations is over. So that's why I got Saquon at number 7. I just don't think he's going to get, now he's going to be per touch, like as a per touch basis, he's going to be elite. But the volume to get him as the number 1, number 2 RB is going to be tough. Not saying he can't do it, but it's going to be tough. Remember, we have to split hairs here. We have to be very detailed when we making these decisions in the first round, because all these guys are elite, right? So we got to look at small details to the reason why I'm a fade a guy or draft a guy. Let's go. Let's get the likes up, fellas. Appreciate it. We got 50 people in here. We deep. We deep. Okay. So let's move on to my number 6 guy. And this is going to, I'm going to shout out my homeboy, Zach Seaman. This is going to you, bro. I'm drafting Nico Collins at number 6. Yeah. And do you have to do that? No. If he's going in the second round, guys, and you can wait, don't overdraft him, what I'm saying. But I'm just telling you how I feel. If you want to call this a ranking, you can call it a ranking. But Nico Collins is probably going to do better. He's probably going to be the number 2, number 3 wide receiver. Reason why Jaden Higgins is to me is not going to take targets from Nico Collins. Tank Dell is not coming back this year. And then when he comes back, is Tank Dell going to be Tank Dell? I hope so, but probably not. Dalton Schultz. It's nobody on that team. Joe Mixon is out. Like, it's nobody on that team that's going to be taking targets from Nico Collins. So to me, guys, Nico Collins has to be a top 2, top 3 wide receiver over Justin Jefferson, over Malik Neighbors, CeeDee Lamb, and Puka Nacua because of just volume alone. C.J. Stroud passed it to that dude 10 to 12 times. That's my high number. When I say 10 to 12, that's elite. 8 to 10 is still elite, but it ain't. It's just a little tear down, and then 6 to 8 is just guys. A lot of guys get 6 to 8 targets that are good number 2 wide receivers. But Nico's getting 10 to 12. 10 to 12. So Nico Collins, guys, is my number 6. And if you wanted to do that because he's not going to fall to you, I don't think it's crazy. It's not going to hurt your team because how good this guy is going to perform. But if I could get somebody else like a Jahmyr Gibbs and come around and get Nico Collins, I think that's a great team. You want to wait to building an A+ team. Okay, so let's move on to my number 5 guy. My number 5 guy is going to be Derrick Henry. Yes, Derrick Henry. And y'all must have forgot. Guys, let me tell you something real quick before I start breaking Derrick Henry down. Y'all know I'm not going to keep saying the same thing over and over on the videos. I hate being redundant, but that's the name of the game on YouTube because nobody's going back through your catalog. You have to repeat yourself a lot, and that's fine because y'all guys got to get the information. If you don't watch the last video, I got to give it to you in the next video because this is prime time. I know a lot of you still got a couple drafts that's coming up. But Derrick Henry, guys, is basically going to break the rushing record of all time. The reason why I'm coming up with that, I'm not, because I had a guy at work that challenged me the other day. He was like, you sitting here on a computer. You not this, and this. And I'm taking it. I'm taking it, and I'm taking notes. And I better not get no damn job from the NFL. You want to sit there and try to criticize me when I know what I know? Because Derrick Henry, guys, is in the best shape of his damn life. So you think he's going to retire this year? They win a Super Bowl, you think he's going, if they win 2 Super Bowls, you think he's going to retire? Why would he? He's in great shape now. He get like a broken bone, it could happen. But he ain't had no broken bones. That's a couple hamstring injuries to make him miss a couple games. Other than that, Derrick Henry ain't missing no games. So what Lamar is going to extend his career. Y'all know when you play with certain people, your career get extended. Jahmyr Gibbs' career is going to be a long-ass 12, 15-year career probably because of David Montgomery. And they're going to pay Jahmyr Gibbs this year too, if they know what's best for him. Because if they wait, he's going to eat them up for a lot of money. Or, I don't think we're going to see a Michael Parsons type trade. And guys, I do want to talk about some news too. So if y'all got any news, put it in the comment section. I'll break down whatever I think. But I'm not a news guy. I'm looking to bring in a news guy who's going to upload for news. I don't like uploading for news. I like to gather it and then give y'all the players off of that. Come on, Deal. Come on, Deal Devoted. That's what they say. But, bro, you know what they do? I'm going to tell you something real quick, Deal Devoted. I don't want to get off topic. Bro, they still, bro, I'm going to tell you how people are, bro. You can be so right, they'll run from it, bro. They like, this nigga, I don't get it. He lucky. Bro, I done been around people. I was like, man, I told you this was going to happen. Well, you research all the time. I'm like, what? Yeah, you just know football because you read. Bruh. Like, bruh, they will run from it. Hey, you said this wasn't going to happen. Yeah, man. Hey, a dog, the sun sets on a dog ass once a day. Like, once in a lifetime. Like, get out of here with that. But yes, Derrick Henry's going to break the rushing record. And so Derrick Henry, guys, he's going for 1,800 to 2,000 yards this year. Now, if he don't get the 1,800, his efficiency is going to be crazy. 200 to like 225, probably that amount of carries, 225 carries, and he's going to be averaging like 6 or 7 yards to carry. You're not going to let Lamar Jackson just go out the back door on you. Lamar Jackson is still young enough to go and take it 50 on you. So Derrick Henry going to have wide open lanes. Look at the holes that he was running through last year, guys. The holes was, pause, that was huge. I'm not even going to say, the holes was huge that he was running through. So Derrick Henry is my number 5 player that I'm drafting in the first round. Like, I'm not going to be drafting no Justin Jefferson, and I'm not hating on no Justin, because Justin Jefferson is him. He's probably a Hall of Famer if he retired today. But Derrick Henry, to me, guys, we can't be like, oh, well, he's old, and we just letting value get out there. You can monsterize your team with drafting these guys and not letting people fall down the draft get them. So you can start off with a Derrick Henry, then you can come around in the second round and get Lamar Jackson. Then you got 2 guys, I believe this is a nice squeeze. You got 2 guys who are going to have elite and can be number 1 at their position. I'm always trying to get number 1 and number 2 guys at their position. I don't want no sloppy seconds. I always tell y'all be, well, what about, like, and I love Zay Flowers, but where he's going, like, I get him as a flex play, but I'm not going to target nobody like that. Don't target these guys just because you like them. Like, get the top number 1, number 2, number 3 guy at their position at all spots that you can start. That's how you have a dominant team. And sometimes you have to find a sleeper that can get there, like a Chuba Hubbard, and that's fine. Let's get the likes up, fellas. Appreciate everybody being here. What's going on, Go Lions? Yes, sir. Thank you, bruh. It's called gray. It's called gray hair. That's what's on my head, bruh. It's called gray hair. All right. Number 4 is going to be CMC. Yes, CMC. And the reason why, guys, I like CMC as my number 4 player, this guy has been the number 1 player in fantasy 3 times. I don't know a player right now that's in the NFL that's been the number 1 player 3 times. Maybe LaDainian Tomlinson, maybe one of those guys back in the day. But CMC, 1 time with Carolina and twice with San Francisco. Now, he's had 3 injury seasons where he couldn't finish. He had 2 in Carolina, and he's had 1 in San Francisco. I don't give a damn. They not broken bone injuries. They are soft tissue injuries. Meniscus, he fell on his meniscus. That was something slightly. He could have came back, but why would he? They was out of the playoffs. This is one of your prime players. So CMC, guys, I don't know why people are not drafting him. And listen, I'm going to chastise some of you. Now, listen, if he goes down week 1, I'll go and tell you, I said, listen, guys, I'm going to do a video. I'm going to do an apology video. Now, listen, it can happen. I know it can happen, so I'm not going to apologize because he got hurt, but I'm going to say, listen, I told y'all that was my guy. I got to admit when it's wrong. But guys, I don't want y'all to miss on the opportunity to win a damn championship. That's why I'm on you. I don't care. I don't want you to do what I want you to do. I just want you to win. If you tell me you win and you drafted none of the players that I told you, I'm gonna call you out and say, congratulations, man, and you can come up on my live and I'm going to shout you out. But if you sit around and draft all these doo-doo players and you want me to, and you come to me and say, hey, man, I didn't make the playoffs. I'm like, bruh. So I'm telling you, CMC, he's healthy, right? Now, he could get hurt week 1. I know it can happen, but I can't not fade on CMC, and this can be the number 1 overall player. And he did it 3 times. He ain't lost no step. He don't need a step. He's not a fast guy. He's just a phone booth running back. He can make anybody miss in any amount of area. He can make you miss before he even see you. That's how good his feet is. That's how good his vision. He probably got the best vision, top 3 vision of all time. He ain't never missing no holes. He ain't dropping no passes. He can play wide receiver full time if he wanted to. He ain't even went to that level of his game yet, where he just straight out there catching a bunch of passes as an older running back. He ain't even on that level yet. So I'm going down with CMC. Yes, Goal Line says CMC is a win or lose player. He is. But guess what? Scared money don't make no money. Let me ask you this. Jeff Bezos, was it easy for him to go and invest into Amazon and make it hit? No, it wasn't easy for him to invest in no Amazon. So he took a risk. He could have lost his wife. Now, his wife, they did split. That's neither here nor there. I'm thinking maybe I'm awful with that. But a lot of men can tell you this. If you make it the wrong investment, you can lose your whole family because you're gonna take them down through there and they're gonna leave you. Jerry Jones, same thing with the Cowboys. He went to go drill for oil. You can't be scared if you want to win a championship. because you're not going to get there and pick perfect players every single round. And then when you do that, players go down. We got a super chat from Robert Mitchell Prophet. What's up, bruh? Bruh, appreciate you. Yes, sir. He says, I looked at my lineup and it was out of balance as far as bye weeks are concerned. Bye weeks don't matter. You cross that bridge. One bye week is not going to matter. Now, if you had a bye week in a playoff run, that's different. Don't never worry about no bye week. I'm giving you the gas. Who gives a damn about a bye week? That's a bye week. I'll make it work. And don't drop no good player to win for no bye week. It's just one loss. I'm not going to drop the integrity of my team. He says, as far as bye weeks are concerned, I have Gibbs and Genty on bye weeks. It doesn't matter. Those are two good players. Genty got a lot of upside. I like drafting him in the second round if I can, late second if I can. It probably won't happen that way. But Gibbs is probably going to break fantasy. He's going to probably be the number 1 or number 2 running back. At the same time, do you value players over balance? What's your approach? I don't care. I just want the best players on the board. I don't care when they go on bye week. Don't never draft according to bye week, bro. That's too much depth. That's going to kill your breakdown of picking good players because you worried about, well, I don't want 5 guys on the same bye week. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. Always get the best player that you can get. Appreciate the super chat, though, bro. That's a great question, too. That's a great question. What up, Thomas? What's up, Charles? What's up, Tron? Elisa in the building. I get it, Lisa. I get it. I get it. I just want you to win a championship, though. If you still can win a championship without picking CMC, I did it before. He was the number 1 player. I didn't have him on my team. I still won the championship. MVM in the building. Ryan in the building. Okay. All right. So let's get to my number 3 guy. My number 3 guy is going to be Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase. Let me give me something to drink, guys. Jamar Chase is my number 3 player. The reason why he's incredible. I'm taking him number 3 off the board. A lot of you take him number 1. I'm not going to argue with you about that. There's nothing wrong with taking Jamar Chase number 1. It's 4 or 5 players that could be taken to number 1 in my opinion. And I've been forgetting. Guys, somebody remind me to make a video. Send it to me in the comment section or something. Not on this live, but in the comment section and let me know. Say, Titi, you said you want to make a video about 5 different players who could be the number 1. But Jamar Chase could be that. And the only reason why that I got him down at number 3 is because of his contingency to be the number 1. If Joe Burrow goes down, he would not be the number 1. If Joe Burrow goes down, he would not be the number 1. And I'm not, now listen, scary money don't make no money, so I don't want to talk out of both sides of my mouth. But I would rather have a player where no matter what happens, offensive line, no matter what happens with injuries around them, they can still be the number 1 player. And I don't think Joe Burrow can. I don't think Joe Burrow could be not Joe Burrow, but Jamar Chase can be the number 1 player with an injury to Joe Burrow. That's what makes me I won't say scared, but nervous. It makes me nervous. Like, damn, what if Joe Burrow missed a couple games for something? And I'm going to be mad that I got Jamar Chase. And that's why I moved him down to number 3. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got another super chat from Thomas. Appreciate that, Thomas. Hey, you super chat now, ain't you, bro? That bro ain't super chat last year that much. But I always show support to the channel, so I appreciate it. And Pickens or Genty and Scary Terry. Woo! That's a tomato. That's her tomato, bro. And what I mean by tomato, both of them are really, really good. I'm going to go with Barkley and Pickens. I'm probably going with the more power names. But Genty and Scary Terry, I believe, could be really good. Especially with Genty gets going, which I think he's going to get going later in the season. If Genty get going, that squad could be better than Barkley and Pickens because Barkley is not going to play a lot of fourth quarters to really give you 30 points, 40 points. He's going to give you 20 points, but I don't know if he's going to give you a lot of 30 point, 40 points unless you have two big runs in the same game. And that's very possible for Barkley. We know how good he is. So I'm going to go with Barkley and Pickens. I like Pickens this year. Appreciate the super chat, Thomas. Got another super chat from Chris Vila. Chris says, rate my team after we done with the list. I got you, bro. But where's your team at? Give me your team real quick, Chris. Put it in the chat. You super chatted, so I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna wait on you, bro. Go ahead. I'm gonna wait on you. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and read out the rest of the list. As soon as I see it, I get to it. Cause you paid to get your team. You will get your team ranked if you super chat. Number 2 is gonna be Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs. Hey, this dude is nasty, man. I didn't draft him when he came out as a rookie because I don't really draft a lot of running backs early in the draft. I'll usually go buy you. I save my first round picks and I go trade for you, right? But now with David Montgomery, him learning the game and having David Montgomery beside him, he's not really getting a lot of baggage, like a lot of little knick-knack injuries and stuff. This dude is incredible, man. Guys, he could do something really special this year. I mean, this is going to be a really exciting fantasy year. We got some special running backs in the NFL. So, yes, I like Jahmyr Gibbs. He could be the number 1 overall pick. Easy. I don't think it's crazy. Like, guys, take Jahmyr Gibbs number 1 sometimes. You got to. David Montgomery doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Remember that song with The Rock and Wyclef? It doesn't matter. Okay, here go Chris. So, guys, help me rank Chris' team. And then, Big Will, I'm going to get to your super chat. Appreciate it. Chris Vila says, Collar, May, Neighbors, A.J. Brown, Ridley, Rashee Rice, tight end Brock Bowers, running back James Conner, J.K. Dobbins, Monaga, Braylon Allen, Trey Benson, Najee Mason. Okay, so you got Collar and May. Those are solid. You got Neighbors, A.J. Brown, and Ridley, Rashee Rice coming back. You got Brock Bowers. You got Conner. I'm going to give this a B. He says, I got 50 Bentley in the West Indies. I got 50 Bentley in the West Indies. What that mean, bro? What's 50 Bentley? But that's a B team. I love Neighbors. A.J. Brown, when he's healthy, he's going to be solid for you. You got Ridley as a great flex play. You got Brock Bowers. That's no sloppy second guy. That's the number 1 guy at his position. I think Collar and May got upside to have big weeks. Maybe not the top 5 overall, but they can be top 5 on any given week. You got James Conner, who's a touchdown scoring machine. And you got Braylon Allen and Warren Nagai, who can end up getting a really nice role to take over. So that's I like those handcuffs and those stash guys on your bench. So I'm going to give this team a B, and that's a good grade. I'm grading hard, too. If I thought your team was garbage, I would tell you. But what saves your team is Neighbors, May. Those are my favorite guys. I like Neighbors. I like May. I like Brock Bowers. I like Conner. And I like Braylon and Monaga. And also I like Benson because you got James Conner, too. So, I mean, I'm not a handcuff guy, but if you got it and it makes sense. So, bro, that's a B team. That's a solid team. Great job. All right, and the other super chat is going to be, let's see, Big Will in the house. He says, are you in on Jalen Hurts this year? If the top 3 quarterbacks are gone, I'm considering him. I think he's fine. It just depends on your strategy, bro. Big Will, do your own strategy. But to me, this is what I'm doing, guys. This is my quarterback strategy this year. If Josh Allen and Lamar is gone, then I'm waiting late. I'm waiting to the Drake May stage. I'm waiting till Drake May get ready to pop up. And his ADP is depending on what type of league you got. So I'm not really getting to any Jalen Hurts or even Jaden Daniels. And I'm probably could be making some mistakes in those leagues. It could regret, but I'm getting people like Derrick Henry, CMC, Brock Bowers, those type of guys to counter those guys. But I don't like the middle. I don't like Jalen Hurts. Listen, I do think he's gonna get a lot of rushing touchdowns. So how can I talk shit about Jalen Hurts? I think he is a top 5 quarterback. But to me, Drafting that type of quarterback hurts my team. I can't get to the studs like I want to when I'm drafting Jalen Hurts. I don't mind risking it for Lamar and Josh because I think they're going to score so many points. But when I'm drafting Jalen Hurts and I'm not being able to get to guys like Chase Brown and Alvin Kamara and those type of really good players that's going in like the third and fourth round, I don't like drafting Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels over those guys. So, yes, he is a top 3 potential guy. I'm not going to sit here and cap because I'm not drafting. Just because I'm not drafting or I'm fading doesn't mean they ain't top 5. That's a whole nother different video for you. Just because a guy top 5 don't mean that he's going to help you win a championship. A lot of you think so. But if you overdraft those players that ain't number 1 and number 2, and they have some iffy weeks, but they still have a couple big games, it can hurt you. Mike Evans hurts a lot of people a lot of times because he struggles a little bit. But then if you can make it to the end of the season, you can win. Appreciate the super chat, Big Will. Yes, sir. Got another super chat by Robert Mitchell. Bro, you know what? I'm about to make you a moderator, bro. I'm about to make you a moderator. Yes, I can be bought. I can be bought. He says start Drake May / Diggs or Baker Mayfield. Hear me? Stephen Dorsey, you said you're frozen. I'm still frozen. All right, hold up, guys. Give me a second real quick. I'm still frozen. Let me know. Thawed. Okay, you good now. Okay, hold up. Give me a second. Give me a second. The devil is always trying to do something, but you can't let him prosper. Okay. There we go. All right. The devil is always trying to prosper, guys. Yep. And I'm going to get to your super chat, bruh. There we go. There we go. Let's finish up this live. This live was great. Appreciate everybody being patient. That's why I know the content is good. Y'all guys stay patient. Thank you. Yeah, I got you, Robert. I got you. I'm gonna go back. I got you. Okay. So let's start with the Drake May and the Baker Mayfield. I'm gonna say Baker Mayfield and Ibuka because you drafted Mayfield first. He got the ADP. Now, what I would have told you, I don't like really getting quarterbacks that close. Maybe best ball, but I like to get, if I get Lamar, my next quarterback will be Bryce Young. I don't want my quarterbacks pushing each other because I want my starts and sits to be easy. That's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother strategy. That's a whole nother topic. I don't like to play who I'm going to start here, who I'm going to start here. You got to make fantasy fun and simple, but it is intriguing. It should be intriguing. You should make smart details, smart moves. One of my subscribers always say, "TD, you are Occam Razor," and I want to get that as a shirt, Occam Razor. And I looked it up. It's basically you make complicated things simple. So I'm gonna make this simple for you. Baker Mayfield came first. Dance with the girl that you came to the party with. So Baker Mayfield and Ibuka. I love Ibuka, guys. Ibuka is nasty. Like, and I don't mean that as his ability. He's not Jamar Chase, but for this team with Chris Godwin being out and Mike Evans having a lot of hamstring injuries, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not drafting no Chris Godwin or Mike Evans. I'm kind of fading Mike Evans, but I want a Booker, and I'm willing to move him up. So start Baker Mayfield. Your thoughts on these combos, and do you trust Diggs this year? Yes, I do trust Diggs as a safe play to get about 8 to 10 points a game. He's going to catch 6 or 7 passes from Drake May. He's going to help Drake May develop into the next level of a quarterback. They still need a couple more weapons, but Diggs is going to be okay coming off that knee injury. So I will start Baker. So do you trust Diggs this year? Yes, like I said, I trust him after his injury. Yes, I trust him. So, but I would start Baker Mayfield and Ibuka first. But I love the Drake May and the Diggs stack that you have. Yes, sir. Yep. Yep. Appreciate that, Robert Mitchell Profit. Yes, sir, bro. Showing love. Let me make sure I got to everybody super chat. Yes, I got to everybody super chat. Okay. And guys, did I leave? I think I left my, hold up. I think I might have left my list. I got 2 more guys to go. Okay. There we go. All right. And my last guy is going to be, I talked about Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be special. My next guy is going to be B. John Robinson. B. John Robinson. What's going on, Aaron Holloway? What's going on, Junk Buster? What's going on, Jason? So, B. John Robinson, I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you on B. John Robinson, but he's special. The reason why I got B. John slightly off the hair off of my chinny chin, slightly over Jahmyr, is because there's no David Montgomery. Tyler Algier is okay. He's going to come in the game and get some carries. Of course he is, but he's not David Montgomery. David Montgomery could have 7 to 10 touchdowns. B. John could get 15 to 20. I don't think they're going to let anybody take B. John rushing touchdowns like Arthur Smith did it, which is, Arthur Smith, you weird as hell, bro. Like, I get it. You might want to save B. John, but what did you saved him to lose your job? I just didn't get that. But yes, B. John, to me, guys, is going to get every single goal line snap. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get majority. I would say 70, 65, 70, but he's not going to get it all. B. John will, and that's the difference. That's why I have B. John. Now, listen, let's get to a couple of my bonus guys. Appreciate being here. We got the likes up too, fellas. I appreciate you, and you came back after the live froze up. I don't know what the hell. My phone stopped working and went to the satellite. I don't know what the hell is going on. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. But okay, the first guy I want to talk about is Brian Thomas. Did y'all hear the news? Travis Hunter is going to be a majority of a defensive play. He's going to play some offensive snaps. They're going to probably let him run some deep plays and get off. But he's going to be a great corner. He's going to be locking down guys out at the corner position. So that tells me that goes straight up for Brian Thomas. We ain't got to worry about Travis Hunter taking no snaps from him or taking no targets from him. So Brian Thomas, guys, to me, I want to tell you that you could take him in the first round, but he's better value like Nico in the second round, and that's a great pick. That's a great pick. That's one of the most explosive guys. And listen, I'm gonna pat myself on the back real quick. Last year, when I told everyone, I said, listen, Malik Neighbors is special. Marvin Harrison is really, really good. He's more than he's special too. Like he's gonna be like a Devontae Adams, bigger dude, routing dude. Like just run around catching everything you throw at me. 10, 12 catches, 120 yards. I'm catching everything, even when people are draped on me and try to smack the ball out of my hands. That's what Marvin Harrison game is. Malik Neighbors was game. Yeah, I'm gone. I run you over. I'm gone 60 yards. But what I told y'all, Brian Thomas was my number one guy. And the reason why it was Brian Thomas and Troy Franklin. Listen, if Troy Franklin doesn't work, I go down with that ship. If Troy Franklin is not the guy, that's okay. I'm fine with that. But I'm only beat to my drum, and it hasn't failed me. So Brian Thomas was the number one rookie wide receiver. Now, could a Malik Neighbors have done that in certain different situations? Yeah. But Brian Thomas, at his size, his speed, things that I look at, that's why I told y'all to pick him. And if you listen to me, you had Brian Thomas on your team. You know how many times people in my own listener leagues beat me because they got to Brian Thomas before I could? Guys, I can't get off in my leagues. I only can get off on other platforms where they don't know it's me. because I can't get to my guys. This year I'm getting to my guys because people are scared now. Like CMC, I'm getting to CMC. But so I'm so happy that I got to get my guys this year that y'all was scared of CMC because usually I don't get none of my players. But yes, Brian Thomas, guys, was a guy for me. So listen, I'm talking about him right now. He's a good player. Take him in the second round. You don't have to take him in the first round. But I'm letting you know he's a first round talent. My next guy is going to be Ashton Jeanty. I don't want to draft a rookie in the first round. I don't want to. But it depending on your league format, if you have to, that's fine. Jeanty will get going. You just gonna have to weather the storm until he gets going. You're just gonna have to weather the storm until he gets going. So, Ashton Jeanty, I would say if he makes it to your middle of your second round, late second round, God, that's killer value. I would take him as my RB2. I don't want him as my RB1. I don't want to depend on him. Now, if I got killer wide receivers like Nico Collins, Brian Thomas, and Malik Neighbors or something like that, because I got something like that in Dynasty, by the way. But then yeah, I don't mind having Ashton Jeanty as my number one because I got wide receivers and probably a quarterback like a Josh Allen, Lamar that's going to weather the storm for me while Jeanty builds up and turns into the monster that he can become. But I don't think he does it week 1 and all the way up to week 17. A lot of you think he's going to do that. I don't think he is. I think he might struggle a little bit early. Hopefully he don't. And last but not least, guys, it's going to be Drake London. I'm coming around to some of these guys. It's like, you know how women grow and you be like, man, she don't look that good. And she keeps sitting on your lap. She keep kissing you. She keep flirting with you. Keep touching whatever you want, buying you food. She kind of cute today, ain't she? She cute today, ain't she? That's how it happens, guys. That's what happened. Drake London, I'm just sitting around watching. He's healthy. I'm watching other players go down all of a sudden. Damn, you know what? Maybe Drake London can be top 5. Maybe Kyle Pitts is not going to be the guy. They're not going to give him many targets. So maybe I should take Drake London in the beginning of the second round. Drake London, guys, I think he's going to be good this year. Michael Penix has a big-time arm. And reason why they talk about quarterbacks who have got big arm and how they help wide receivers, they can get the ball in tight windows in the pro game and let these guys be able to catch it and keep running. And that's what Michael Penix can do. Kirk Cousins has a good arm, but it's not like Michael Penix. Michael Penix can throw you open. Like, you can be running beside somebody, and Michael Penix can throw a zip line, and you can back shoulder it. Like a Drake London, that's what his strength is. He's not a big-time separator. He's a contestant catch guy, like a Nico Collins. But Nico has been working on his route run. I think Nico's a little bit better player than Drake, but this is two different videos. I'm telling you that Drake London could possibly be taken in the first round. Those are my 3 bonus guys. Brian Thomas, Ashton Jeanty, and Drake London. Now, let's get to some of these questions. This is going to be the fun part. This is going to be the fun part right here. Right, Thomas, I wasn't. And I'm still not big on Jeanty, but I will take him in the second round. And I do believe that he could be taken in the first round, and it could be okay if you got some good wide receivers or a good team around him. Yes, Penix is a lefty, Robert. He is. So like I told you, players grow on me just like women. We all done went there. We all done, courted women. And maybe a woman would like us, and we really wasn't on them. They just wasn't our look or our body size, whatever it was. But eventually, they grew on us. We just like, you know what? This person actually is kind of cool and can do this, and that's what's going on with Drake London and Jeanty and Brian Thomas. Even though I love Brian Thomas, I just don't like Trevor Lawrence in the situation. But with Hunter playing a lot of defense, I'm not worried about that. All right, so let's get to some of these questions. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so Zach Seaman had asked me earlier. He says, rather draft Nico Collins or Malik Neighbors? I would take Nico Collins before I take Malik Neighbors. But Malik Neighbors, to me, got more big play upside. And I think his team is going to be always needing to throw the ball. And so with Nico, too. So, but like I said, I'm just going to go with Nico over Malik Neighbors. That's a great question. Tron Forces, what up, bro? What's up? Charlene says, my printer broke. I went to the library and printed a cheat sheet. There were 2 others doing the same thing. You old school, ain't you, Charlene? She printing out the cheat sheet. She ain't going to keep it on her phone. She going to print it out. Big Will says, at the 10 spot, take Derrick Henry and then Lamar at the next pick. Yeah, I would do that. Yes, I would do that. I like that. C.A. Jefferson says, always good to see you, bruh. TD dropping gems. You know it, bruh. Always is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jeff says, what up, TD? Great show. Thank you, bruh. Elliot says, Josh Allen is better. Allen is better. I can't. I'm not gonna sit here and disagree with you on that. Lamar is a. I mean, we know both of them is elite. One, they just won back-to-back MVPs. One won the other year, and then the other one won the other MVP. And I think it's gonna be the same thing. I think Lamar might get it again, and then Josh Allen might get it the next year. These are the two elite quarterbacks, Hall of Fame quarterbacks. This is Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Ryan says cutting edge, yes sir. Deal Devoted says San Diego, just say the word. It never rains in San Diego, California. Yes, sir. That's my junk. What you know about that, bro? You too young for that, deal. You too young. Chris says, do you think the Bucks were good going to cut Shiloh Sanders away? He was responding to being hit by Davidson. No, I didn't think they was gonna cut him. I thought he would be a practice squad player and then be a special teams player. I thought he would take the Matthew Slater road, just go out there and just be great on special teams. But you can't get in trouble. You can't. You actually got to be able to almost let somebody bully you because they can't bait you in. They baited him into that. They baited him in that to get him kicked out the game. But I do think he will get a chance to play on a practice squad or play special team. MVM says, what up, TD? What's good, bruh? Ed Tay says, what's going on, fam? What's going on, Ed Tay? Big Will says, thoughts on reaching for Emeka Ibuka ahead of Rashee Rice? Yes. Great. That's cutting edge content, bruh. Reach on Emeka Ibuka before you get to Rashee Rice. Even though Rashee Rice is after 6 games is going to be hitting, but Emeka Ibuka is him with the situation. D Tate said, what's good, bruh? What's going on? Tron says, TD, would you trade Eckler and Cup for Travion Henderson PPR? Cup and Eckler on my bench, bruh. Yes. Do that. Hurry up and do that. Like, do it now. Like, get off this live and go do that. Make that move if you can get it done. Chris says quarterback is Murray and May. Yes, I like both guys. I wouldn't have drafted those guys. They too close in the same tier. I would try to trade one of the guys. Depending on who you like. I like May a little bit more, so I would try to trade Murray, especially if you have a good week 1 game. I don't want 2 close quarterbacks on my team. It's gonna make it hard because you're gonna be coming back and say, TD, who should I start? Drake, May, or Murray? And I'm like, bro, we're gonna probably miss because we don't know how the game flows is crazy. So make it easy for yourself. Robert Mitchell says Ibuka or Debo. This is tough. I'm gonna go with Ibuka. I'm sorry. Debo is gonna be getting off for Washington, but I think Ibuka is gonna get more targets than Debo. Zach Simmons said, you think Pickens hurts CeeDee Lamb value more than Lamb hurts Pickens value? Yes. Pickens value is going what, in the 6th, 7th round? It doesn't matter. But CeeDee's going in the top 5. So, yes, I do believe that George Pickens hurts CeeDee Lamb value where he can't be the number 1 guy. That's how it's hurting his value. It's not saying he can't be top 10. We know CeeDee Lamb is going to be top 10. Guys, you got to understand here, we splitting hairs. It ain't always, you ain't on that guy. You think he suck? No, man. Sometimes you got to make the difference between the number 2 player and the number 6 player. And that might be only 5 points a week or 3 points a week. You got to make that decision. So, yeah, I do think Pickens hurts CeeDee Lamb. Starter Kit Duke says, I do think CD is bust-proof. He'll probably get some carries too this season. Yeah, he's bust-proof. I'm not saying he's going to bust Starter Kit, but is he going to be the number 1? Remember, when your team, you lose by 3 or 4 points, remember, this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about that CeeDee Lamb is going to average 5 points a game or he going to pull a Tyreek Hill like he did last year. No, it's going to be CeeDee Lamb is going to go from 22 points a game maybe to 17 points a game. That's the difference. C.A. Jefferson says, thoughts on Cooper Kupp this season? Cooper Kupp is a guy to play early in the season and see what you can get out of him at the flex position. That's what he is. See what you can get out of him at the flex position. Conscious Machine says, hit that thumbs up. Yes, sir. Starter Kid says, the Madden curse scares me on Saquon. At this point in time, it is what it is. It's happened a lot back in the day, but if I'm drafting Saquon, I'm drafting him. Duncan, what's up? He says, word up. Go Lions says, just got Saquon at the number 4 pick. There's nothing wrong with that. If you believed in him, you believe in him. Go Lions says, Nico hamstring injury by week 8. It could possibly happen, but I like Nico. I think you got to take that value. Deal Devoted says, Nico, yes, sir, clear number 1. Charles Hamlin says, I like London over Nico. Nico is guaranteed to be out a few games. You might, hey, he's been hurt in the past. I'd rather take Nico over London. That's just me though, with CJ Stroud, with more experience than Michael Penix. Go Lions says love him, but Nico will suffer lower body injury. Okay. Bailey J. Smith says under pineapple, under the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants. Chris Villa says, okay, that was his team. Early Bird says, I'm drafting out of the number 11 spot. Okay. And my number 11 guy is Justin Jefferson right there. You going to take Justin Jefferson? I don't know if Justin Jefferson will be there, but it's going to be a lot of good players that like the 11 spot. Derrick Henry and then Lamar. Like Derrick Henry, and then when it come back around, take Lamar. I like that too. Go Lions says 1,700 yards for Henry. Yes, he's the man. Facts. Early Bird says reaching for Bucky. Yes, I will reach for Bucky. I got a video called Reach, and Bucky's one of the guys that I'm willing to reach for. But yeah, Bucky is a reach, but he's not a first round pick. I'm not taking Bucky in the first round. In the second, yes. In the middle of the second, early second, 2-3, 2-5, 2-6, yes. Deal Devoted says they call you crazy until it happens, and then when it still happens, they still say what? You're lucky. That's how it works. Go Lions says Parsons trade to me will hurt Green Bay. They gave up Kenny Clark. The middle of their defense took a hit. Yeah, but they got other guys, man. That team is deep, man. They drafted really well the last 5-6 years. So that team is going to be really deep, pause. And if they move Parsons around, he can have double-digit sacks and interceptions and forced fumbles. But if you keep him at the edge, he's not going to be great. But I think this team is going to move him around. Let him blitz from the A gap, D gap, B gap. He's going to be blitzing all over the field. He's going to be dropping back in coverage because he can cover. He can move. The guy runs a 4-3. SA says Gibbs first round or get out. Yes, Gibbs is a first round pick, bro. Yes, sir. Dodger says Xavier Leggett league winner. Yes, I think Xavier Leggett is. I've been talking about Leggett all year long. People thought I was crazy. Leggett. Also, I like Jimmy Horn too, because you know Coca just went down. So Jimmy Horn is going to be balling too. So yeah, I do believe that Leggett is going to have a breakout, a mini breakout. He could have 800-900 yards, about eight touchdowns. Chiefs fan says, what's good, family? It's been a minute. Yes, sir, bruh. Yes, sir. Elisa says, CMC is not for me. I hope you don't. Woo, that's just a lot of explosion that, I mean, if he goes down, you make it a great decision. But if he doesn't, if you make a good team, you won't miss him. But if you don't, that guy could win you the league. Charles Hamlin says soft tissues are the most aggravating. It can be, but they also can be corrected. And we've seen it from CMC. He went from missing 2 years in a row to being the number 1 player back-to-back. Chief fan says, anyone get CMC as a flex winning their league? Yeah, I got him as a flex because I traded for him in a dynasty league. Facts, Chiefs fan. Tron says, I may need to drop 2 players if I can't pull off a trade. Which 2 would you drop from the bench? Eckler, JCM. Who's JCM? Ford, Dallin Sampson, Hollywood. Also, I have the bench, Travis Hunter, Cup, Jalen Warren. So which 2 would you drop? I would say Ja'Cory. That's Ja'Cory. I probably would drop Eckler and Hollywood. Or Ford in Hollywood. I think there's a lot of mouths to feed over there in Kansas City, so Hollywood's going to have some nice games where he scored the lone touchdown, but it's going to be far in between. Gold Lion says, hey, bro. Hey, good. He said, hey, good, big, or good home. He said, hey, good, big, or good home. Starter Kit says it's tough to keep CMC out of the end zone winning in the red zone. He's He's a touchdown machine. Facts, big facts. Thomas says, what up, TD? Charles Hamlin says, make sure you have B-Rob if you take CMC. Not really. I'm not looking for no handcuff. I got other good players. I got Tuba Hubbard. I got Alvin Kamara. I got some other. I draft. I'm getting a lot of running backs. I don't need handcuffs because the handcuff ain't gonna help me win the league when he got the full work. Go Lions says, if I lose one, who cares, right? Jeremy Ping said, is Jenkins going to sign? Yes, he's going to sign. But I think they're playing it slow because they know the negative connotation that's on him. Like, oh, he hit a woman. So even though he got found not guilty, they got to slow play it. He's going to get his deal. Robert says, great. Thank you. Anytime, Robert. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, Robert. Go Lions says, I'm not going undefeated. Bye weeks don't matter. Right. Right. Bye weeks don't matter. It doesn't. That says, yo, my brother, you will look more professional without the bun. Brother, I ain't trying to look professional. This is my channel. This is why I'm doing YouTube. But thank you, bro. That is great advice. I'm not even playing. That is good advice. But this is my channel. If I can't dress up and do what I want to do on my channel, I'm a black man, bro. What you want me to do? You want me to fix her hair like a white dude? I'm a black man. This is professional. What? You mean, are you judging me? You don't think I look cute or something? I mean, what are you saying, bro? But I get what you're saying, though. I get it. You got to understand, black people hair are different. We don't got to I can't make my hair flow down and shake it in a bowl cut. So I have to do something with it, bro. I don't got to have a fade just to try to look like somebody else that I'm not. But appreciate you being here. That's actually, it's not a bad advice. Go Lion says Burrow feeds him well. He does feed Jamar Chase. He does. Thomas says, boy, this Texas-Ohio State game is boring. Is it? Dang. Thank you for letting me know. He said nothing from Arch or Jay Smith. Wow. Wow. Okay. Everybody was ready for that game. Charles Hamlin says, Chase at 3 is perfect in my opinion. I agree. Okay, yeah. He said no disrespect. Thank you, bro. And I get it. But I just wanted to let you know what I'm trying to build here, the brand that I'm trying to build. It's cutting edge content. I want to be able to, this is my show, right? This is my show. So I want to do it my way. That's what YouTube you can do. And eventually, bro, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm going to be in Versace. When my channel grows, I'm going to be in Versace, bro. And I still might have a bun with the drip. Appreciate you, though, man. I like that you said no disrespect. I like that you said that. Go Lion says, Thomas, you're right. Starter Kid says, the Bengals' terrible defense makes Chase the easy #1. No, it doesn't make an easy #1, but it makes it, if Joe Burrow stays healthy, he's going to be the #1 probably. That's what that says. We probably saying the same thing. Tomato, tomato. Thomas says, I'm high on Genty. There's nothing wrong with being high on Genty, bro. I always tell you that. It doesn't mean just because I'm not high on him, mean he's not going to be spectacular. Go Lions says Scary Terry will hit this year. I believe so, man. I've been taking a lot of Scary Terry. He's got one of the best values in fantasy football right now because of him waiting to get his deal. Thomas says, I'm trying to trade Barkley and Pickens or Genty and Scary Terry. I'm trying to trade Barkley and Pickens. Why would you want to trade them? Tell me what's going on, Thomas. Why? 4. Oh, 4. I ain't mad at you. I wouldn't do it. But I'm not mad at you. Chris Vila says, I'm sorry, we already read that one already. Go Lion says, I like Rice, but he says he likes Rice. B Moore says, Lamar gonna get us a Super Bowl this year. Yes, sir. I believe that too. Stephen Dorsey says Khalil Shakir or Keon Coleman. Okay, so Keon Coleman is the upside play, man, where he could be a top 15, top 24 wide receiver easy. Khalil Shakir, to me, is going to be a PPR guy where he's around the top 24, but Keon Coleman, to me, has more upside. He's going to have bigger weeks. So, let's say Keon Coleman's is 12 3 times. He probably could go for 30 points because he could get 2 or 3 touchdowns. His jump ball, his hands, The way he attacks the ball in the air is special. Khalil Shakir is great underneath, so it depends on what you need. Do you need a safe guy in your lineup? You need somebody who's going to make sure they give you 10, because Keon Coleman might go through a game, he might not give you 10. But Khalil Shakir will probably give you at least 10 points every single week because of his PPR ability. He's catching a lot of passes underneath for Josh Allen. Tron says he would, he says, how would you rate this team? Jaden Daniels, Tyreek McLaurin, Barkley, CMC, DK, Travis Hunter, Cup, Jalen Warren, DK, Jacory. I'm gonna give it an A minus. It's almost just a straight up A, bro. I could give you a straight up A, but I'm trying to be tough on you. It's an A minus, Tron. It's an A minus. That's a great team, bro. Great job. Go Lions says Mahomes is poised for a big game. Hey, it's Mahomes. It's Mahomes. Jason says, what's your thoughts on Cup? Hey man, he's just a guy. Plug him in your line into, because he might not stay healthy the whole season, but it doesn't matter. While he's out there, he's going to have some goodies for you. He's going to be a safe guy. He's going to give you between 10 and 14 points at least as a floor, and he know his upside. He can give you more depending on how Sam Darnold is playing. Deal said, let's get the likes up, fellas. Let's get the likes up. Yes, sir. Let's get the likes up. Christopher says, my first 3 picks were Justin Jefferson, Chase Brown, and Josh Allen. How'd I do? I love it. I love it. Even though you went ahead, took Justin Jefferson later in the rounds, but you went and made great second-round picks with it. And because if you get sloppy seconds in the first round, it's okay, because you come around in the second round and getting really good players like Chase Brown and Josh Allen. Great job. And way to go ahead and get you a stud quarterback. Way to go to get you a stud quarterback, because that's going to make a difference on your team, the way these quarterbacks are scoring. Thomas says, I'll start Meg and Abuka. And let me tell you something, Thomas. I agree. But you can't draft, bruh. Don't draft no player early and then all of a sudden you don't want to play him no more and he ain't got no injury. That's bad. That's terrible drafting. That's doo-doo drafting. If you draft a guy in the second round and all of a sudden you get a guy in the 5th round and he's, oh, boy, they saying he's good, and then you just going, man, you wasted a pick. You wasted a pick. So that's why I'm not gonna have no Baker and May on the same team. I'm gonna make my starting 6 decision very easy. Oh, Dill said it's a little choppy. Is it still choppy? Dill, is it still choppy? Okay, we good. Ed Tay said the devil is a liar. Come on there, Ed Tay. Stop it now, bruh. He said the devil is a liar. Erg says I have the first pick in an 18 PPR league. I'm going with Jamar Chase and see which running back falls to me in the second, and then come back with Josh Allen in the third. What do you think, bro? 8-team league, you can do that. 8-team league, you can do that. So, yes, I don't mind. It's nothing wrong with going with Jamar Chase first. And then you're going to get all, man, there's so many running backs in that 8-team league, bro. You just make sure you get the honey guys, because those, it's going to matter. Everybody going to have a good team in 8-team league. So you're going to have those boom, 30 point, 40 point, 40 point, 50 point. You're going to have that in order to compete. So make sure you pick the top big-time scoring guys like Travion Henderson. He got a lot of upside. Junk Buster says, so I'm starting Baker and Ibuka. Yes, because you drafted Baker. I'm not going to, listen, I'm not going to tell you to go, I'm not going to go filter through all your trash and tell you to put certain things up. And I don't call it trash. What I mean is I'm going through your whole lineup, and I'm not going to cherry pick a guy because I like him and tell you to put him in your lineup. You have to flow with your draft. If you drafted Baker, bro, Baker wasn't cheap. I know Drake May was cheap, but Baker wasn't cheap. So you didn't, to me, bro, I'm not going to tell you to draft 2 quarterbacks to try to see, well, I'm going to play the best one every single week. I don't play quarterback. I don't do that. Other guys can, on other channels, break that down for you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to have Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen on my team and say, well, which one do I play? Lamar or Josh Allen? Who got the best matchup? I'm not doing that. So play Baker. If you don't like it and he doesn't perform well and you want to go to Drake, that's fine, but you need to trade Baker. You need to try to you don't need to have both of these guys on your bench if you can't play both of them. Raven Master, here we go. Yes, sir. Raven Master says, nice, nice. Thank you. Anytime. Jump Buster said, you ain't answer has don't know, bruh. He missed it. You ain't answered his don't know, bruh. He missed it. No, I didn't. I answered it, but I get what you're saying. Thomas says, who should I start week 1? Judy or Ibuka? Ibuka. We did the thoughts on Cup. I told you he's just a guy. You got to put him in the flex. He's going to give you 10 to 14, 15 points as a floor. And it could be better depending on how Sam Darnold is playing. So you have to start him as a flex. He's a flex play. Junk Buster says, would you take Genty in the end of the first or wait on the turn? I would want to wait on the turn. I would want to wait, but sometimes if you're picking back-to-back, it doesn't matter, right? You just picking 2 players back-to-back. But if you're not going to get the back-to-back pick, if you picking before the back-to-back pick, depending on your league mate, if you don't know, then you really want Genty, you need to take Genty. You don't care if you get Genty or not, then just wait till he come into the second round. But if you really own Genty, you're going to reach for him. If you at the 111. Christopher says Arthur Smith should be working at Panera Bread, bro. He ain't got to work. That man is like almost a billionaire. Did y'all know that? That man got a lot of money. He made some great investments, but but his football acumen. I'm not saying he's a smart coach, but he's too smart sometimes. Thomas says I heard the Falcons lost a key lineman on the offense to an injury. This might affect the quarterback and B. John, Michael Penix Jr. Nah. I mean, yeah, it was going to affect a little bit, but I mean, this is the NFL, man. Life goes on. They'll be okay. The Eagles lost a really good lineman, and they're gonna still be pretty good too, right? So I think they'll be okay. That's why I'm not drafting Michael Penix Jr. anyway that much, but I wouldn't let a line from that. I'm still taking B. John as the #1 overall player or #2 overall player. Aaron Holloway says, also, Britton Strange to the moon. Yes, with Travis Hunter playing more on the defense. Yes, and I've been telling people Britton Strange is a sleeper. He's from North Carolina. Thomas says, I just checked the depth chart on ESPN for the Jags. They have Hunter as the wide receiver, too. It don't matter what they say. He's going to play a lot of defense. That's what coach came out and said. He's playing a lot of defense. That's what it's about. But they're going to have him as the wide receiver, too, for respect out of him. For respect for him. Yes, Raven says ESPN is clueless. Thomas says it was ESPN that led me to the Jags page. Jason Rapp says obviously tight ends are hard to find, but what are some reliable tight ends? So I love David Njoku, I love Isaiah Likely, I love Britton Strange, I love Tyler Warren. Those are some guys that I really like this year. So on the Jets tight end Mason Taylor, how many times does Justin Fields throw to the tight end? I think it's going to be all Garrett Wilson and Mason Taylor, and with some breach. That's what it's going to be. I mean, Mason Taylor may be okay. He might be good for a stash. Let's see what happens. We never know, right? I'm not going to say he's going to suck anything because I saw the guy come out of college. He's not a bad player. Junk says, who would you take before Genty at running back? Who would I take before Genty? I don't have my rankings in front of me, but let me look. Let me see what I got on some of my lists. Who would I take? He says, who would you take before Genty at running back? I would take B. John Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamar Chase. I mean, not Jamar Chase. I'm sorry. B. John Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, CMC, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley. And then I would probably... I like other running backs, but I'm not going to say over him, but I take Genty after those guys. Who, he said, Pat says, you've been him. Thank you, bro. Thomas says, I remember you wasn't big on Genty a while ago, TD. Right, I wasn't. But like I said, it's like a girl that's chasing you. They grow on you. They'll grow on you. One of me, like, she ain't that cute. Next minute, you're like, man, she cute. She cute. Y'all know that didn't happen to you. Don't be capping. Don't be capping. Thomas says, I got Nico in London for my first 2 picks in home league. Okay, Nico in London for my first 2. Okay. The private pal says, how high would you draft Trey McBride? 2nd or 3rd round? If you take him in the 2nd round, that's okay. You take him in the 3rd round. I'm not taking him in the first, but second and third round is okay. Because remember, no sloppy seconds. These are top two guys at their position. Brock Bowers and Trey McBride are the top two guys. And I was on Trey McBride last year. Told everybody, Trey McBride, Trey McBride, Trey McBride. That's on one of my other hits last year. FH did it. CMC or Genty fifth pick. I'm going with CMC. Thomas says it's called adjust and adapt. Yes, sir. Aiden says CeeDee Lamb. It looks like he likes CeeDee Lamb. Aiden's coming from the Eagles fan too. Okay. Eric Whitmer says, I have the first pick in an 18 PPR league. I'm going with Jamar Chase. Come back with the best running back available, and then Josh Allen. What do you think, bruh? So 18 league, you going with Jamar Chase, and you coming back with the best running back available, and then Josh Allen. I think that's a good strategy. I love the way you attacking your players in the position with no sloppy seconds. Jump Buster says, thoughts on James Cook? I like James Cook this year. I think James Cook is going to be explosive with Josh Allen. He's going to have multiple 10-plus touchdowns, and he's going to make big plays, and he's going to catch a few more passes. I love players that play with great quarterbacks who can move like Josh Allen and Lamar. Two Ham said, pick 5, who we taking? Pick 5, bruh. I'm trying to get CMC. I think CMC will be there. Now, if Jahmyr Gibbs fall there, you take Jahmyr Gibbs before him or B. John Robinson. But yes, I would say CMC or Saquon. Deal Devoted says born in 99. Okay, yeah. But Tony Tone, legendary, right? Actually, is that Tony Tone? It never rains in Southern Cal. I thought that was oh no, what I'm talking about is the Bobby Brown group. That's a different song, ain't it? That's Tony Tone is the one that you're talking about, but I'm talking about a different group. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Eric Whitmer says, come on, TD. I have the first pick in an 18 PPR. I'm going with Jamar Chase. All right, let me tell you something, Eric. I love you to death, bruh. Appreciate you being here. One thing you people would tell you in the chat, don't repeat your questions. Don't flood the chat because I'm going to get to everybody's question. So don't do that. If you start flooding the chat, I'm going to start annoying you, and I won't answer your regular questions unless you super chat. So I'm going to get to you, bruh. And then go with the best running back, and then get to Jamar or get to Josh Allen or Lamar. Yes, I think that's a great strategy, bruh. Van D says, what are your thoughts on Hampton and Henderson? I'm fading Hampton. Do I got a legitimate reason? No. I know that Najee's not going to play. I just don't think they let Hampton get 25 carries. It's going to take 25 carries for him to be top 12. So I'm not starting him if he can't be top 12. Or I don't want to draft him if he can't be top 12 early in the season. I may trade for him once he get going. Henderson is him. Henderson is him. Appreciate you, Eric. Silver says, are these players we staying away from this year? Are there players we staying away from this year? Yes. I did that bus video already, B Silver. But right now, off the top of my dome, I tell you a few guys that I'm fading, that I'm not getting to this year. Saquon Barkley is a guy that I'm not really drafting. CeeDee Lamb. Justin Jefferson. Those are some first-round guys that I'm fading. I'm not fading them, listen. I'm not fading them because they suck. I'm not fading them because they're not going to be top 5, top 6. I'm fading them because they're not going to be number 1. I'm trying to draft a number 1 overall or number 2 overall player in the first round. In the second round, it's different. These are not second-round guys. These are first-round guys that I'm saying. But it is a couple other guys that I'm fading, like Kenneth Walker. I'm fading him. Father 3 says, first Superflex league with 20 rounds playing against y'all in the listener league. I pride myself on being the best in my home league. Looking forward to the challenge. Let's line it up. Let's go, Father 3. I love that, bruh. Let's go. Thomas says, with Dallas losing Parsons, the Cowgirls should be throwing a lot more, playing from behind. Right, which is going to help George Pickens. I don't think it's just going to be CeeDee Lamb party. Robert, what's going on, bro? He said Genty or Pacheco. Which would you start first? Genty all day, bro. Don't start no Pacheco. I don't think you should have drafted Pacheco. Now, Pacheco's going to have some good weeks because he's on the Kansas City Chiefs team who's going to be in the green zone a lot. But you know they'd rather do ring around the rosy before they actually give it to Isaiah Pacheco. So that's why I'm fading Isaiah Pacheco because anytime, imagine that Lamar them get down there to the green zone on the 1 yard line, and then they start doing ring around the rosy in the backfield, and then they flick it to Zay Flowers. I don't want no Derrick Henry if they're gonna be doing that shit. I'm not taking no Derrick Henry if they're gonna be doing that crazy stuff, and that's what Kansas City does. The goal line running back for Kansas City Chiefs is Pat Mahomes. They want him to score. And you know who's the next back who gets a lot of goal line targets? And they always gave this particular position a lot of goal line stuff. It's going to be Xavier Worthy, Kadarius Toney, Tyreek Hill, that position. Jerick McKinney. That's that position. The running back position, they don't sit there and run it up the middle every single time. That's not how the Kansas City Chiefs move. So that's why I don't like Pacheco. But I'm definitely starting Genty over Pacheco. G Santos says Henderson or Hampton. I'm going with Henderson all day. Ed Tate says, what do you think about DJ Moore with the Detroit coach that had the Lions wide receiver with a lot of years? Okay, what do you think about DJ Moore with the DJ? DJ Moore is kind of upset. I don't know if he's gonna get all his targets, but I do think he plays the Amon-Ra St. Brown rule just from a far distance. I haven't been doing a lot of research to know that DJ Moore is going to get that role for sure, but he kind of looks a little down. But I think DJ Moore is a wide receiver 3 or a great flex play. Junk Buster says thoughts on James Cook. I love James Cook. I think he's going to be balling with Josh Allen, who is the goal line guy. But James Cook gets that easy run in because everybody worried about Josh Allen. Charlene said, "What do you think? When do you pick up Ollie Gordon? What round? I think you got to reach for him. I say round 8. Depending on how you drafting. Once you've got your team completed and you haven't picked a kicker or a defense, I would go get a Ollie Gordon. If you think he's going to be that position. But listen, I'm only going off what you're doing. You want him to be on your team because you believe he's going to get a role. I think it's only going to be for a quadrant. I don't think he's going to have some type of solid role like a Raheem Mostert. It could happen. So if you want this guy, you probably going to have to get him before you get a DST or a kicker. So once you fill up your 2 running back positions, your 2 to 3 wide receiver positions, and your quarterback position and your tight end position, I would be looking to get Ollie Gordon at that particular time. That's why I don't stick to ADP, because ADP gets you sniped. To get your guys, you have to go with the build. You have to build your team and flow with your draft like water. Thomas says, I see negative regression for James. I don't. Not when you play with Josh Allen. That's why that can happen again and again and again, because he's got Josh Allen. So they're not going to key in on James Cook. They never going to key in on James Cook. So that's the only reason why I would say that he doesn't have any negative regression. I think he got a lot of upside. He can have more yards this year. Might not have the same amount of touchdowns, but he can have more yards. He can have more catches. Paul says, I got some Popeyes and grape Kool-Aid for you. Yes, sir, bruh. Yes, sir. I love Popeyes. I've been wanting some fried chicken for a while. So I don't even care if you're playing. Zach Seaman says, you on the clock. Thank you, bruh. I will be picking soon. Andrew says, Commanders back. Jacory, right. That's who that is. Yes, I like him. He's a great stash. He's a great handcuff to have. He actually can be, he has some standalone value. Eric Whitmer says, I have the first. Jason Rapp says, thoughts on Breach Hall. What will on Breach Hall will do this year compared to DeAndre Swift? I would rather have DeAndre Swift, but Breach Hall is okay. He will give you a solid floor of 10 points plus every week. He's going to give you at least 10 points, I believe. Thomas says, Ollie Gordon around 8 to 10-ish maybe. Guys, let me tell you some of the guys that I made moderators. If you see what Paul said, if he keeps putting that in the chat, you put him in timeout or you delete that comment. Don't let these guys keep posting that. That's why I made y'all moderators. Robert says, this live is awesome. Cutting edge content. Thank you, Robert. Thank you. The Don says, JCM is Jacory Krosky. Yeah, I finally figured that out. Zach Seaman says Ibuka or Pearsall. That's rough, but I'm going to Ibuka. Ibuka, him, man. Ibuka is a top 12 wide receiver this year with the injury to Gottman. Charlene says Coca is the slot wide receiver, right? And he's out for the first 4 games. So I like Jimmy Horn to come in and get a nice role. And I've been telling y'all about Jimmy Horn all season long. B Silver says, are you staying away from Ricky Judkins from Cleveland, not signed and possible suspension looming? No, I'm actually getting him because he's great value. You getting him at the end of your draft, so I'm stashing him on my teams, and I'm putting them in IR spots if your team allow guys who's out to be on IR spots. Yeah, key not cat. My 40 Kyle Bain says wide receiver drafting at the 105 full PPR 10-man RB wide receiver or best available, and forget the position strategy. Yes, thank you, bruh. Forget that position strategy. That shit don't mean nothing. Go get the best available players, and that's what I like to try to tell guys and give guys that. Guys, matter of fact, since I'm in my house, let me do this. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. This one might be better. No, I'm gonna do that one. Okay. Yes. Take the best available player. Don't worry about zero RB, robust RB. Now, listen, what I've been doing is a lot of robust RB, but I'm getting the best available player who's going to get goal line touches, going to score touchdowns. So that's actually been a robust RB strategy. But don't worry about, what should I go, wide receiver, quarterback? You're making fantasy difficult. Remember, Occam Razor, take something that could be a little bit difficult, or it could be difficult, and make it simple. Take the best available player. You know players. I don't know if you play football, but you've been watching football for a long time. So take the players that you watch to see the guys you be like, oh, that guy is nasty. He can play. That dude is awesome. Take those guys. And the guys that can also sometimes score a touchdown. Now, James Conner might not be a guy that you be like, oh my God, he's amazing. But guess what he keep doing? Scoring touchdowns and keep being a top 5 RB every year on a per game basis when he's healthy. Dadon says, don't let a buy stop you from getting to a top tier talent. Facts. Okay, hold up. I got a super chat down here, and I didn't see it, guys. So, hold on. Let me get down to it. Okay, Chris said, would you trade Neighbor and Saquon for the Saquon? It depends on... Chris, how many running backs do you have? Tell me what your running back room looks like. Now, I know I've seen your team earlier, but I can't go back up. Let me see. Did you put it in the super? No, you didn't put it in the super chat. You didn't put it in the super chat. So let me know who is what your running back. If your running back room is already good with depth right now, I wouldn't do it. But if you need a running back, I say okay. But I no, I don't want to trade. That's almost a lateral trade. That's 2 top guys. It's not gonna make a difference. You need to do a 2-for-1 or something like that. But just to get Naval for Saquon, and you got a good running back room. So let me know who your running back room is, and remind me of what you said on the super chat. So put it in there together. Say, hey, listen, TD, I asked you, should I trade Neighbors for Saquon? Here's my running back room, and then I can answer that question. Appreciate you, bruh. All right, hope I can find where I was at, guys. Okay, here we go. B Silver says, let's get the likes up, fellas. Let's get the likes up. He says, are you staying away from rookie Judkins? No, I'm not staying away from him. I'm actually stashing him. Yeah, Coca did just get put on IR, Charlene. The Don says, I don't think the hair thing is a white or black thing. White boys wear a bun too. Okay, but I do agree. This is your channel. Gotta do you always. Right, and that's fair, bro. It's not a white black thing, but let me tell you why I said that. You don't think that black men, when we go to a job, that if we got dreads, which is our natural hair, go to Africa, go to Jamaica, and you see the texture of our hair. That's what locks goes with our hair. It's hard for like a white man to lock hair, but he can. Don't get it twisted, because some white people have that thick hair too. But that's why I said that. I, as a black man, bruh, people come at me way about wearing your hair. Don't a white guy could be bald headed. He cool. Right. So, I'm not saying it was a race thing, because everything ain't a race, but sometimes you have to respond and let people know that the tree that you barking now, the leg that you barking now, is gonna lead you into the wrong way, bro. About want to say, hey man, TD, sometimes your language is, I love it. My child wants to listen, bro. I'm gonna respect that. I'm like, oh, okay, you right, bro. Okay, this is when I'm gonna cuss. I'm not gonna cuss on this loud, da da da. But to start talking about my hairstyle, I think it's disingenuous. Because remember, this is my channel and I want to do it my way. Now, professionalism does matter, but I do think independent and me being myself, it matters even more. I can make more money being myself than I'm gonna make putting on a suit and cutting my hair off in a fade. That's me. I feel like now the world has created a template where I can be myself and make money. And people actually are interested in being yourself. Look at rappers, look at artists. It don't matter what color. People are individualities, and that's where YouTube is going. Show me why you different. Why should I pay attention to you other than you talking about top 3 running backs, right? But I love this, guys. I know I get off topic sometimes, but I love these conversations that help me grow. That I think, and I want people to. This is just not. We're not just going to talk about football all the time. Sometimes we're going to talk about life lessons. I need to talk about life lessons sometimes. We all do. We all go growing as people every day. But thank you, Don. That's a great comment, bro. Yes, sir. Father 3, he laughing. A dealer voter says he want you to texturize your hair. We here for the football. Facts. And it is texturized. That's just the bun I got. See that? You see that part right there? That's slick down. Yes, sir. He said, I had me a bunion. He said, just recently shaved it off. Okay, I got you. Father 3 said, no, he meant disrespect. Okay. Father 3 don't like that. He said, no, TD, he meant disrespect. Hello? All right. Guys, y'all can still see me. Let me know if everything is okay. That damn phone is acting weird again. The Don says, I think he meant disrespect too, because why are you commenting on his hair anyways? Right. This is good. I love it. I love it in the chat. Don says, anyways, back to football here. Charlene, Aaron Holloway says, Charlene is quadriceps injury. Father 3 says, exactly, Don. Be growing stuff. What's up, bro? That's my homie right there. He says, football talk, not the hair salon. Right. This football talk, not the hair salon. Right. And guys, listen, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a little bit of, with this hairstyle, guys, the ladies, that's why, cause it is also is my hair, me doing it all the time, it puts pressure on my head, and my head is always like itching. So I'm like, I want to just relax sometimes, right? So this is like my relax, let my hair down type style, right? So that's what's going on. See, B Grown says this. Okay, B Silver says we need Jameson Williams type players. TD 30-point, 40-point. Right. I agree, and I love Jameson Williams. I'm gonna do some more videos, but y'all should be getting the Jameson. I've been talking about Jameson all year, and Ibuka. Jameson and Ibuka, I've been getting those guys in a lot of drafts lately. The Don says, what you think about Marvin Harrison Jr. this year? Man, I like him. I'm not fading him per se, but it's just hard for me to get to him, man. I'm nervous, man. I like explosive type players, not route running guys. I love Devontae Adams as a Hall of Famer, but I'm not big on him as one of my favorite players. But I remember watching Devontae Adams coming when he was young with the Packers, and I told people that he was going to be great. But that doesn't mean that he's my favorite player over Tyreek Hill. Like, I know I'm going to always give you credit if you're nice. I don't care how you skin the cat. If you can skin the cat, I'm going to give you credit. But I don't think I want him to learn how to be precise with his route run and know how to use his skill set to be dominant before I start picking him in fantasy. Don says, I think he bounces back even though he's in the same exact situation. Right. Cran said, do you think that Drake London is good this season? Yes, I think he will be solid this season. He has no other choice but to be. My 40 Bang says, yes, y'all still on the hair thing. Laugh out loud. Y'all 3-4 business days behind. The Don says, Cran London is borderline elite this year. John Snow. Okay. He says, any advice on the 1-5 in PPR? Yes, I'm taking CMC. Everything I've seen has been dudes full sending wide receiver for like 4 rounds, and that ain't it. Right. I think you should go with CMC. And I don't think it's going to hurt you if he gets hurt. Because if you listen to my videos, bro, I'm going to have you killing it all rounds. You're going to be killing it all rounds. John S. says, would you trade Jettas? Okay, hold up. Would you trade Jettas and Pacheco for CD and Aaron Jones? Would you trade Justin Jefferson and Pacheco for CD and Aaron Jones? Man, that's a hard trade. That's a tomato trade. It's kind of the same trade, but I would stay with Justin Jefferson and Pacheco. And the main reason is I know Pacheco, he's going to be out there getting 15 touches. Aaron Jones, I hope he does, but I don't know how much carries he's going to get this year and how many opportunities and how many catches. I think he's going to catch 60 to 70 passes. That's his game. How much? It's a little choppy. Okay, it's a little choppy. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, I just don't know how much time he get. So I would just stay with Justin Jefferson and Pacheco. That's why I wouldn't have drafted Pacheco, but yeah, I would stay with Justin Jefferson and Pacheco. It's kind of the same trade to me. Cran says, how you feeling about Travion Henderson? He's him. I've been reaching for him, taking him in the third round over a lot of guys that I like. I took Hubbard in a draft, and I love Chuba Hubbard. Eric Whitman says, thanks, TD. Appreciate you, bro. Anytime, Eric. Cran says, is Tech McMillan going to go off in his first season? I don't know. I would say I like more of a Xavier Leggett, and I think Tech gets going later, but he has to learn to be a professional wide receiver, guys. And what I always tell y'all, you remember when you got your first job, how your hands and shit started hurting and your feet was hurting, even though you was a young guy, because you wasn't used to like standing up and doing something that somebody telling you to do for 8 hours. It's different than going to school. School is different. And so that's what you have to learn to get that callus with your fingers and your hands. And once you start working for 3 or 4 months, it's nothing. Still to this day, you go to work, I might get a little sore for something if I'm doing some heavy lifting, but it's going to be gone. And that's what Tech got to learn. He got to get calluses to the game. He got to learn to take a hit and your head got knocked off. You little dizzy. You don't have a concussion, but you're a little dizzy. Get your ass up and go run the next route and get ready for the next target because it's coming your way. That's what it takes to be a professional wide receiver. It ain't college where you're just getting safe catches and you just running around and running wide open by yourself. No, this is pros. They always beating the ball out of your hands. You're going to have to do all the little professional things in order to be great. And I think it's going to take Tech a little bit of time to learn, but I think he'll learn and he'll have good games on the way. So he's solid. Draft him, stash him on your team. If you need to start him as a flex play in a deep league, I think it's okay. BNG says, TD Chain goes hard. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yes, sir. I did this to elevate. This is like a different brand for me this year. So I was like, you know what? Let me ball out a little bit, especially some of the stuff that I was going through in life. I'm like, I had to not reinvent myself, but I had to like, you know what? I'm going hard. Y'all know me. I'm not gonna lose, right? You may think that think you got the best of me. Go to the situation I was going through earlier this year. And look what I'm doing there, guys. This is one of my best fantasy seasons so far. Like, right, my players, my videos, things are hitting. My value, my subscribers are going up. So sometimes when you going, that's how the devil works. The best blessings comes when the devil is trying to whoop you. That's when your blessings come. So you got to get up and keep moving. Keep moving. Thank you, though, Ben. Guys, subscribe to the channel if you're new. B Growing still said, I went Gibbs, Chase Browns, Hurts, Walker, Mike Evans. Figured I could make up with wide receiver later. Yep. Pickens, Golden, Ibuka, Pittman. You killed it with Golden and Ibuka and Pickens. You killed it with those guys, bro. Pittman is just a guy. That's your last guy. That's even a good pick. Those are #1 wide receivers, bro. Great job. That's what I've been doing. Those are the wide receivers that I've been getting. I've been getting Jamison Williams. I've been fading Pickens a little bit, not because I don't like Pickens, but because I like Jameson a lot. So I've been getting Jameson, Matthew Golden, Ibuka, and not a lot of Pittman, but I had got him in some leagues. Corinne says Pickens is going to have a huge season. All right, guys, let me go find this super chat real quick. I'm sorry, man, if you super chatted, I didn't get to it. Let me see. Okay, Thomas. Thomas says stash Dylan Sampson or Eckler. Sampson all day. Sampson all day. I don't think Eckler is really going to have any value this year. I really don't. So I'm going with Sampson. Don't let him like trick you because he have a 1 or 2. Like I'm not Eckler is too many good backs to be trying to get Eckler. That's like somebody you trying to date Whoopi Goldberg and you got Salma Hayek right here. Like, who cares about Whoopi? Whoopi, her time, it ain't Ghosts. When nobody's watching Ghosts right now. We trying to watch new Salma Hayek or Mila Kunis something video or movie. We're not watching a Whoopi Goldberg. So yeah, definitely Sampson all day. Okay. I'm trying to find Chris Vila. I'm trying to find your comment, bruh, where you brought that up. Okay. Thomas says, I punted quarterback in my home league and grabbed May late. Yes, that's a great strategy, bruh. Great strategy. Thomas, okay, no. BNG says both CD and Pickens are Dak dependent, which is risk given that he's old and has no O-line or defense this year, but Pickens is at a cheaper risk. Love it. You broke it down right there. You killed it, bruh. You killed it. The Don says, hey, TD, what do you think about Harold Fannin Jr.? I think he's going to be good. That's why they just got rid of Hunter Bryant. So it's going to be Njoku, and Fannon's going to be like, you know who Fannin reminds me of? Jonnu Smith. Fannon's going to be the next Jonnu Smith. The Browns seem to be putting him all over the field, even with Njoku out there. Yes, Harold Fannin is the new Jonnu Smith. He can run. He's good with the ball in his hands. He can run like a running back. Jonnu Smith is good with the ball in his hands. Is he going to be one-handed stuff? Maybe not as much as David Njoku, but he's still going to be a good player. I love Harold Fannin, especially in a Kevin Stefanski offense. He's going to have some sleeper games for best ball, but stash him in Dynasty. King of Fantasy says Harold Fannin Jr. is my sleeper. Okay. B says better stash your wide receiver. Jalen Ward, better stash. Jalen Ward or Isaac Tesla. I would say I'm gonna go with Tesla. Royals, I don't know when they gonna put him on the field. I do like Royals. He can play. Don't get it twisted. I think he might be the better player, or I like his style a little bit more than Tesla. But I will go Tesla. The Don says, yeah, Fannin Jr. is available, but I have nobody to drop for him. I still need to make room for a kicker. Laugh out loud. The Don says Tesla all day. Christopher says, guy in my league took Browers and McBride back-to-back. There's nothing wrong with that, especially if you can play him and it's tight end premium. But even if it ain't tight end premium, I've contested and won. I remember when Travis Kelce had his first breakout season, and Mark Andrews was a rookie. I was playing both of them because that was my first year playing fantasy in like a league with money, and my team wasn't fulfilled all the way out. Guys wasn't hitting that I had picked, but once they started hitting, I had AJ Brown, Kyler Murray. This is AJ Brown rookie season, and I had Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce, and everybody was like, "This dude got tight end in the slot. The flex," and I was killing with Mark Andrews. I lost the last game to go to the playoffs. I was 7-6. I think I ended up going like 7-7 or something like that, and missed the playoff. King of Fantasy says, shh, on Harold Fannin Jr. Yes, sir. Christopher says, thought on Scatterbo. Scatterbo is a great handcuff, and he has standalone value. Anything happens to Tyrone Tracy, Scatterbo is going to be a league winner. But as long as Tyrone Tracy stays healthy, he have a little bit of value. Kind of like the ratio would be Jerry Gibbs to David Montgomery. Same thing. I believe Tyrone Tracy to Scatterbo is the same type. So Scatterbo is a nice player like David Montgomery, but I do believe Scatterbo to me could be a little bit better than David Montgomery as his career goes on. So Scatterbo is definitely a guy that you need to have on your bench that you gonna might be have to play on a bye week. Depending on what's going on. Deal says you got it right, TD. That song is by Tony. Okay, it's by Tony. Okay. Robert Mitchell says, okay, thank you. Anytime, bro. King of Fantasy says, at Don, Joe Flacco likes Fanning Jr. Thomas says, Ollie Gordon going to smash. Jalen Wright injured and A-Chain not 100% healthy. Is A-Chain not 100% healthy? I thought they said he was kind of like 100%. They shouldn't play him if he ain't 100% healthy. The Don says, my problem is Flacco may not start for too long. I like Flacco for Fanning Jr. Oh, Chris says a bunch of handcuffs. Connor and JK, my best. No, I wouldn't do it unless I'm getting a 2-for-1. Get a 2-for-1. If you can trade Malik and get Saquon in another piece, yeah, but don't do it no straight up trade. King of Fantasy says they could use Njoku and Fanning Jr. like the way they use Andrew and Likely. I agree. Guys, there we go. Let me get me something to drink. Wadi Tech. What's up, Wadi? Glad to see you. He says, Alvin Kamara, I have for Drake London. Alvin Kamara, I have for Drake London. No, don't trade Alvin Kamara for Drake London. If you trade Alvin Kamara, you need to get a 2-for-1. Alvin Kamara is a PPR monster. Now, standard, no PPR, I can see you making a trade. Joe Garcia says, what up, bro? What's going on, Joe Garcia? Yes, sir. Sarita Carter with the 100 symbol. Yes, I love to see the females in the building. Thomas says, my starting running backs are Trey Henderson and R.J. Harvey, and I also have Jalen Warren, JaCory, and Ollie Gordon on the bench. You went 0 RB, so your wide receivers better be him, Thomas. And I know you know how to play fantasy, so I know you pretty much they are. Miracle Ballers in the building. Thomas says Eckler is the starter, but Simpson could smash, right? Yeah, Eckler, yeah, they might say Eckler is the starter, bro, but that don't mean nothing. That don't mean anything. Eckler ain't taking that workload over like that. They just got him there before they put all that on JaCory. Robert says, as long as Jameson stays healthy, he'll be great. Big facts. Don says, the Vikings and ancient Roman warriors had dreads too. Right. White people have dreads, but it just looks dirty. Right. Okay. Okay, Don. I respect that. Yep. Vikings did. Right. Ancient Roman warriors. Okay. This boy know his history now. I digress. Oh, that was supposed to be Roll Tide. Okay. Go Lions says Jerry Jeudy will put up points with Flacco at quarterback. He will. Thomas says Tet should be peppered with targets. Yeah, but they got a lot of guys. They got Jatavian Sanders. They got they don't got Coca no more, but they got Jimmy Horn. He should get about 6 to 8 targets. I would say he's a 6 to 8 target guy early in the season in the first quadrant. Zach Seaman said, would you pick Amon-Ra in round 2? Yes, I would take Amon-Ra. He's a great round 2 pick. Great round 2 pick. See how I said I'm fading him, but he's not a bad player? Thank you for helping me explain that, Zach. Saul's Trail says, I'm undecided on the 8th pick for my draft tomorrow. I would say, I always keep telling everybody, if CMC is there, take CMC. Nico Collins, Malik Neighbors. Those are a few guys to take. So I would take Malik Neighbors, Nico Collins, CMC if he's still there, and Derrick Henry. Those are the guys I'm willing to take at the 8th spot. There's a lot of guys to take at the 8th. Some people taking Genty. It's a lot of guys that you can take. Go Lions says Amon-Ra falling to the 2nd round is an easy draft pick. Christopher says, Salma, I've got to watch Dust Till Dawn again. Yes. Or Wild West. Wild Wild West with Will Smith. Y'all remember that scene where she put on his pajamas? Yeah, that was a good scene. Robert says Texas just tried to do the tush push against Ohio and failed. Man, that ain't Arch. Arch ain't no tush push. Thomas says, yo, TD, waited way too long for a tight end in my home league, and most teams have two tight ends. I currently have Tyler Warren. If I share the tight ends that are available in Discord. Okay. All right, yeah, Tyler Warren is a good one, but get Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely. Britton Strange. I think that's about it. Hunter Henry. Those are some good ones. Thomas says, could you give me your opinion on who to pick up at your convenience if possible? Yes, I got you, bro. Mike Shamhart says, what's going on with the 49ers wide receiver? Jennings needs to sign. Yeah, man, he's upset about that. That's why I think he's not been practicing. But Ricky Pearsall, I'm drafting him everywhere I can get right now. I mean, we know he's going to get 8 to 10 targets probably, right? Especially in the beginning. Dylan Voter says, Tita, who would you trade Pickens for if you had to? Maybe depends on what I needed. A wide receiver, I like Jamison Williams. If I could get Jamison, you might not can't get him. A Xavier Worthy, especially for the first quadrant until Rashid Rice comes back. It's hard to trade Pickens. He's just in that spot where he just like an average draft position guy. He's not really, nobody's really like reaching for him right now. So you probably gonna have to wait for him to have a big week before you can get any value back. Zach says, which side would you take in a dynasty trade? Saquon and Zay Flowers versus Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. I'm taking the Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry because I want to win a championship. I'm not playing for youth. I'm playing for championships. Zach Seaman says, I'm trying to trade for McCaffrey and Henry. I'm a win now team. Okay, which side would you take in a dynasty trade? Yeah, I'm taking this Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry side. Thomas says, Strange taken, Henry taken is likely going to be available week 1. No, but you still need to stash them. You still need to stash them. That's why you can get him. You wouldn't be able to get him if he was available. Pablo Mendez says, who's your favorite NFL team? The Dallas Cowboys, and don't want to talk about them because I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. I get it though. I don't think Jerry is Jerry, but I understand it, man. Sometimes relationships don't work out for whatever reason. Michael was upset. He's a different type of guy. He didn't want his deal to be like dragged out like that, and I get it. And Jerry's like, well, I pay the bills, and if you don't want to be here, that's fine. I'm not gonna sign you. I gave you just one deal, and if you don't want it, I mean, it's just a lot of stuff to it, man. It's just a lot of stuff to it. Milk says, I got Kittle and Warren in my church league. Thoughts? Yeah, love Kittle is number 3 tight end. I mean, he can be great. He could be the number 1 tight end. He's going to be great with no Debo there. Warren is a beast at the tight end position, and with Daniel Jones being there to check down Charlie, I think Warren's going to have a lot of opportunities. Pablo says, okay, I was about to say, right. Thomas says, I ain't got no room to hold 2 tight ends left. I share team and tight ends available in Discord. Appreciate it, bro. Anytime, bro. Anytime. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Hey, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content, guys. Yep. Good luck, Charlene. I'll see y'all guys later. Peace.